Mr. Minister, what can you tell us right now about what you know about these rocket attacks?
First of all, we got a preliminary information from our Polish colleagues, as well as from some other sources, that these are indeed two Russian missiles. Of course, we are still looking for more confirmation, but we know that Poland is convening a national security meeting at this moment, and I have been also in touch with the Polish defense minister. So if you ask me for the first reactions, then Latvia will support if Poland will require consultations under the NATO Article 4. And the next steps, in my view, if this is fully confirmed, should be a much more serious discussion about air defense systems and, in my view, closing at least part of the Ukrainian sky, because we cannot afford another crime against civilians on the NATO territory, taking into account that Russia is waging this criminal war against civilians in Ukraine. So I think that it would be, let's say, the right reaction to start to think about defending our sky, at least in the western Ukraine, if not whole Ukraine, because this crime cannot go on in such a sense. If it happens first time, it can happen again.
Minister, you said that the appropriate next step is to start to think about closing some of those skies. What does it take to get to the point from starting to have that discussion to making that decision?
I think it will be reflected after the Polish request, because in my view, and I'm of course running on the front of these activities, but in my view, Poland might require Article 4 to be activated, which means consultations. And under these consultations, probably we have to figure out how can we guarantee the safety of our citizens of a NATO alliance against Russian missile attacks. And then, in my view, one of the right steps would be exactly this closing of skies and increasing air defense systems. And that would simply require additional air defense in all European countries which are close to the Russian border and Russian missile strikes. This is what I can see as a defense minister of my country.
And you're prepared to do that. I'm talking about your own military capabilities. I mean, closing off the skies means you also have to defend those skies. That is a hot war. Are you prepared for that right now?
It is not a hot war, but I think that what kind of chance do we have to defend our own citizens if Russian missiles are striking our territory? Obviously, we have to be capable to take out missiles which are striking our people. That's, I think, an adequate reaction in this case. And it doesn't mean that we are striking any kind of objects in the Russian territory, not at all. But I think it is one of the ways. If somebody is shooting at you, you somehow have to deflect that bullet, or in this case, a missile.
Minister, what conversations, I know it's early, are you having with NATO members? When is the appropriate next step, and when can we understand when a decision can be made?
I cannot answer you to this question because it happened just recently, and of course we have to properly investigate the case as well. We need a proper information, and only then we can take the action. I believe it should include also serious concerns about weapons provisions to Russia from other rogue countries, as we know, North Korea or Iran. So probably a part of my suggestions about the missile defense, there should be other steps taken. And of course, this information should be immediately delivered also to Moscow and Kremlin, which is responsible, in fact, for this criminal war.